Coming up today on Studio 13 Live, a big announcement for Swifties. The next re-recorded album Taylor Swift is releasing.
Plus, Nashi Orchards is showing us how to make a blackberry spritzer with their new non-alcoholic pear ciders.
Then we're sitting down with Besa Gordon to get the scoop on her upcoming episode of Back to Besa, including a look at the Up and Up podcast and the South Sound Music Festival.
And Alder and Ash is dishing up their caviar tots and salmon crispy rice. Studio 13 Live starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.
Well, hello. Happy Baby Friday, y'all. Now, if you didn't know, August is National Wellness Month. So, Carly, is there something you do to, take care of yourself?
Lately, I've been collecting on my birthday massages.
Oh, very
I was
nice.
gifted 2 massages for my birthday, and I'm trying to spread them out. My sister, I got one like the week of my birthday, and then my sister was like, I'm going to order one to your house.
Aww.
Do you want it the next week? And I was like, girl, we got to wait a month in between. I barely ever get massages. It seems too soon to get it week after week, so I'm trying to spread those out.
That's so nice.
That's probably like kind of a typical answer, but that's kind of a little special thing. What about you?
That is nice. So mine is like, it's both simple and difficult. Okay. So I am walking more to take care of myself, tracking my steps a little more. I do it and then I stop and then I just feel terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it again, and like yesterday I went for a 2-mile walk right before bed because I was like, I gotta move.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
Something that little can really turn your day around.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it just lets you disconnect a little bit too, look around at all the pretty trees and everything else we have around here. Awesome. Well, good news. Taylor Swift, she's back at it again with another surprise for the Swifties.
So she wrapped up the first leg of her U.S. tour by announcing her next re-recorded album. So exciting. So 1989, Taylor's version will be dropping October 27th, just in time for Halloween. Here's a look at the cover art. How beautiful is that? I know. And it's gonna feature 5 never-released vault tracks, which Taylor says are so insane she cannot believe they were ever left behind. You can actually pre-order it already. They're going to have it on CD. I haven't seen CDs in a while, but CD, vinyl, which is making a comeback, or even on cassette.
Cool, I'll be grabbing the cassette.
Is that right?
Yeah. Talk about not seeing, a way to play music in a while. I've not seen a cassette in a long time.
I know.
It's like a little vintage artifact at this point that we also happen to be around for back in the day.
Yeah.
I love this. 1989 is when I really started loving Taylor Swift. That was when she fully stepped into her pop era. She kind of dabbled a little bit before, and then 1989 she was like, I'm doing it. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait for these vault tracks.
Yes.
It's going to be out of control.
I think that's been the most exciting part of all of these re-releases, that we're able to really see things as she wanted them. I think that's exciting. And much like you, this is really when I started to become a Swiftie.
Yeah.
And then, and then you go back and look at the old albums, but this is just such a fun album. There's so much good stuff there, so I can't wait.
Totally. And it was no coincidence that she announced it yesterday either. 9th day of the 8th month. I mean, how about those Easter eggs right there? Okay, today marks a new record for the longest Hollywood writers' strike in recent history. So yesterday marked 100 days, matching the length of the 2007 to 2008 strike. Now, the longest writers' strike of all time was in 1988 for 154 days. Gosh. Writers and studios failed to reach an agreement over pay, along with streaming and other issues. Television networks are a month away from starting a new fall season, and broadcasters, they've already put in contingency plans in place for programming that does not include their most popular scripted series.
Oh.
Work it out, guys. We got some shows we're waiting for, please. I want everybody to get what they want, including us getting shows we want.
I know. I was really disappointed to hear that there was talk about, coming to the table and having a discussion, but it really seemed like, you know, the big bosses weren't interested in discussing the most important topic at hand, which is the use of AI.
Yeah.
So I really am having a hard time seeing how we're going to come to some sort of consensus here.
I know. We as viewers are going to be stuck with reality shows, which I shouldn't say stuck with. I do love myself a reality show once in a while. I'm also really behind on TV, though. I'm a slow TV watcher, so I guess that's what I'll be doing in the meantime.
Yeah, going back.
Hopefully everybody can find an old show they like watching as we wait for all these new shows to be created.
All right. Well, we do have 6 more people, okay, serious stuff here, who claim to have worked with Lizzo that came forward with allegations, and the complaints are described as centering around an alleged sexually charged environment. Lizzo also being accused of failing to pay her employees, so now there's more stuff at play here. This comes after 3 former backup dancers filed that first lawsuit against her. The original one filed with claims of weight shaming, sexual harassment as well, and Lizzo has denied all of these claims. Now, this is all still playing out, but I have to say I'm not surprised, whether it's true or not at this point, I'm not surprised that more people have come forward.
Yeah,
that
and
tends to happen.
it is the lawyers for the first group of people who are sharing this information, so that's something to, you know, kind of take into consideration. Not a good look for Lizzo. The more I hear, the more bummed out I am here. And the thing is, no matter what, whether, you know, she's cleared of these allegations or whatever ends up happening in actual court, not just the court of public opinion, this is something that is going to follow her around for years to come.
It really is. And I mean, there's just a lot of interesting discussions going on online, you know, because doing wrong things is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's also very interesting discussion around how forgiving we tend to be about other kinds of problems caused by other entertainers, specifically, you know, men, you know, that we forgive and they continue to be famous. People really coming down hard on Lizzo. And to me, at best, she was, you know, not making the best decisions as somebody's boss, because she has been pretty open about being open with her sexuality, but in the workplace that can get tricky.
For sure. Oh man, we'll keep you updated on this, as I'm sure this is not the last update you'll be getting. Price jumps are coming for Disney Plus and Hulu. So Disney's CEO says that the company still exploring ways to stop account sharing. And starting October 12th, Disney Plus is going to be costing $13.99 a month. Hulu's ad-free tier will cost $17.99. The Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN bundle will also see a rise to $24.99 a month. Oh, I hate to hear prices going up.
I know.
I remember, this is going to sound, I remember back in the day, I remember when Hulu with ads was free.
Yeah, I remember that too.
That wasn't that long ago. Those were the good old days, you know? This is a bummer. Do you have either of these services?
I have too many streaming services, so we won't get too into that. But I will say that it is very frustrating, and every time there's like another price jump, I'm there thinking like, okay, I need to get rid of something, you know, just for a couple months. I'm not watching this. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it really makes it difficult for people in a time where people are really paying attention to their finances.
Yeah, also just like making yourself have that note of, oh, I should look and see if I watched anything on this streaming service this month. That's kind of an annoying thing to do, or just like a little piece of space in your brain that it's taking up every month if you do want to stay on top of it and cancel these services. But stuff's getting expensive.
Absolutely. And we do have a bit of sad news to get into here. Musician and songwriter Robbie Robinson has died after battling an illness at 80 years old. Now, Robbie, who made his mark in the 60s and 70s, was the leader of the influential rock group The Band and served as the lead guitarist for Bob Dylan as well. And he's also known as a true trailblazer, becoming one of the first rock and rollers to seriously engage in movie music. And in fact, most recently, Robbie had collaborated with Martin Scorsese to score the director's most recent project, that is Killers of the Flower Moon, set to hit theaters this fall. A lot of buzz around that movie as well. So just a way for us to remember him once that movie comes around.
Yeah, what a profoundly talented human. I mean, any one of the things that you mentioned would just leave such a legacy. So at least we get to enjoy his art for years to come. All right, let's talk about this. An ideal first date should last 2 hours and 43 minutes, according to a new poll. Sounds pretty long to me. The most popular first date ideas are dinner and a movie, stopping for a drink, grabbing coffee. And it turns out it takes about 4 dates to get comfortable with the person. Should a first date really be lasting that long? That seems way too long.
I guess it depends on what you're doing, right? Because if you're going to a movie, like the movie's going to eat up most of that. But a first date dinner, that seems like a long time to be chatting with someone you've just met. But I feel like if you're 4 dates in and they get a little longer, that's probably a green flag.
Right, you're just, soaking up the time with that person at that point. But oh my gosh, I feel like if you are not watching a movie and you're just hanging out, getting dinner, getting drinks, getting coffee, taking walks, whatever you're doing on your date, what are we trying to get sick of that person and see how we feel about that? That's way too long.
I have heard of people who have these like marathon 6-hour dates.
Right.
For first dates or in the early days, and they sell it as, they pitch it as a cute story, and all I can think is, why? That is so long.
Totally, yeah.
All right, well, if you're going to a concert soon, and we're going to get into this one because I'm sure that we all have something to say here. If you're going to a concert soon, we want to tell you about a viral Reddit thread that's going over the 3 cardinal sins of concert goers. Okay, number 1, be aware of your surroundings. Dancing is okay, but nobody wants an elbow to the face. Okay, that's a fair one. Number 2, you probably paid good money to be there. Put your phone away and enjoy the show. Oops, don't love that one, but okay. And finally, buy the drink, but hold it. Nothing is worse than getting a drink spilled all over you by somebody else. Okay, I can get behind most of these, but like, what are you doing on your phone? If you're recording a few little clips, I think that's okay.
Yeah, and actually, I tend to not take that many videos at a concert because I'm like, whatever comes out on TikTok and from people who are very close to the artist, that's going to be way better than I can get on my phone. But I almost regret not taking that many clips at the Taylor Swift concert because now I can't look back at those and think about it really for like any recent concert. My rule I would add to this is take a shower the day of the show. We've all been at a concert and you start, get a whiff of someone around. And I get it, we're all smashed together, it gets a little sweaty. Just take a shower the day of the show. That's all I ask.
My rule that I would add is about just not being a total buzzkill at a concert. Because so I feel like people go to a concert and they just kind of want to sit there and enjoy the music. And I understand why you would want to do that. But then to police the way the people around you are enjoying a concert, when we all kind of know people, especially depending on the artist, people are going to get up and dance around. Yeah. Like, that's what happens.
Everybody has a different way of enjoying a concert.
They do.
Right? Let's just respect it. All right, coming up on Studio 13 Live, we are learning how to make blackberry spritzers with Nashi Orchard's new non-alcoholic releases.
Yum. Okay, and next we are checking in with Jody and Bender on the latest details on Virgin Galactic's first launch with space tourists. Whew.
Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make.
It's Thursday. Not Tuesday. The prompter's trying to trick me. But today, it is time to check in with our friends Jody and Bender for mornings on 95.7 The Jet.
Hey guys, how are you?
It's Thursday. Caused a lot of people to panic, man. It's been a week. Don't be doing that.
A pleasant surprise that it's Thursday.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, so let's get started, y'all. Virgin Galactic launched its first flight with space tourists. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so I guess the question right out of the gate is, if you had the money, would you spend nearly $500,000 to go to the edge of space? You're not actually going to space, but you will be experiencing weightlessness. So for $450,000, yes?
Well, let me ask you this question. How long does the trip have to be? Because if it was under 2 days, I would do it.
If it was
oh my God! You're literally going up. You're going up for like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, I would do it.
You would do it if you just had the money. I would not do it. I wouldn't.
I would not do it. No thanks.
Carly can go and she can tell us all about it.
I'll take pics.
Yeah.
Now, if it was for a couple of days in space at the International Space Station, well, then sign me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not for 20 minutes to experience weightlessness. That's stupid.
Well, tell us how you really feel.
Okay.
That's right. So, but yes, the ship went up today. It had one guy, 2 women, and then the pilot. But the guy, 80 years old, the first Olympian in space, this guy bought his ticket back in 2005. for $200,000, and he's
What a
been on the
gamble.
waiting list. He's been on the wait list for 18 years. The wait list actually has like 800 people on it. So if you decided you wanted to spend the cash, it would be a while. So just letting you know, the option is there.
It is
Okay.
pretty cool because the other two people were a mother and daughter team that won their way on, and you gotta love that for them.
Oh yeah, that's a good time. And also think about how much that would cost now. You know, clearly inflation. He only paid $200,000. It's
steal.
way more expensive now.
It's worth $450,000
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
which is the going rate to get you on board.
Okay, well, if anyone wants to sponsor me, I'll go for up to 2
Carly
days.
is
Just let me know.
available.
We're going up there in a flight suit covered in sponsorships.
Hey, let's get to this next topic. So this is such a cool story. A teacher based in LA got this life-saving gift with the help of New Kids on the Block. What happened here?
Yes. So Teresa Crockett is an LA teacher who was at a New Kids show. They're her favorite band. And she had a sign that said, "Please share my story. I need a kidney. I'm looking for a donor." So Donnie Wahlberg pulls her up on stage with the sign, and it goes out to social media. And lo and behold, a New Kids fan from Wisconsin donated a kidney,
Oh my God.
flown in from Wisconsin, and she's having the surgery August 31st. How about that?
Wow.
Would you do that? Would you guys do that if Taylor Swift said, "Hey, one of my fans needs a kidney"? Would you guys do it?
I need more details.
But no. Yes, on TV. No, in real life.
Would you?
Good answer. No, I would not. I would make sure it was saved for my immediate circle of friends and
I
family.
reserve for people close to me.
They
Yes.
needed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
At least they have
If
great taste in
Taylor-
music, though.
If Taylor wanted one of your kidneys, Carly, you would give it to her. What do you mean you need more information?
Taylor
No,
is
other Taylor
different.
fans.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I need to know
see.
more.
Not one of your fellow fans, but Taylor herself.
Yeah.
For
Okay, fine, I'll
Taylor.
do it. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
And hey, don't forget, you can catch Jody and Bender weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. on 95.7 The Jet.
And still ahead, we are chatting with Besa Gordon about our upcoming episode of Back to Besa. We're getting a look at Umoja Fest, and we're talking about a 6-year-old Seattle rapper named Zaina. We'll be right back.
We're also going to be giving you a look at Nashi Orchards and their non-alcoholic Perry's, how to make a ginger mint Perry spritzer right after the break.
I'm gonna make
If you love to treat yourself to a cold beverage but want to focus on wellness and maybe avoiding alcohol, Nashi Orchards out on Vashon Island creates award-winning ciders and non-alcoholic Perry's, which we're going to get the scoop on.
Oh, how exciting. Okay, so today we are learning how to create some delicious spritzers with the recent releases, and we are joined by co-owner Cheryl Luber. Welcome.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. This is really exciting.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so Nashi Orchards, with your husband, you own that together. So tell us a little bit about how it started and the meaning behind the name.
Well, my husband and I were looking for a place to live where he could get to work in Tacoma and I could get to work in Seattle. So Vashon was perfect. And he's an architect. And so he was interested in a beautiful home. It was Japanese. It actually looks like it is in the Japan countryside. And it came with an old, dilapidated Asian pear orchard. So we thought, how bad can an orchard be? Well, when you water it, you give it some feed. Oh, and by the way, you put fencing up. It's amazing how you get tons of fruit.
So if you take care of it, it
Yeah.
grows.
Amazing,
I like it.
right? exactly. And so what happened was we didn't know what to do with all the fruit. So he started fermenting it. And no one was fermenting Asian pears at that time. So a business was born. And so that 13 years later, he's won tons of awards for his Perry's and his cider all over the world. And so, you know, you buy a house, comes with an orchard, and next thing you know, you have a business.
That's so wild.
So, yeah, absolutely. And you know, you might be wondering what nashi means. Well, nashi is pear in Japanese.
Wow.
Exactly. And so a funny story is we didn't know what to call it, and we saw on our landscape plan that came with the house existing nashi orchards. So the brand was automatically just handed to us. Sometimes it's serendipitous.
That's so cool. I
Yeah,
love that.
really
And
fun.
We got to talk about Perry's because
Okay.
this is the first time I'm hearing of Perry's. So what is a Perry? How is it made?
Okay, so Perry is, so you know how cider, apples, right? Well, Perry, pears. That's the way to think about it.
Okay.
And in fact, Perry's not something I made up. The first time I presented it, people were like, never heard of this. Did you make it up? No. It actually has been around for hundreds of years in countries like, France and Austria and England. And it's just something that's new because our cider culture in the United States is fairly young compared to Europe.
Wow. Okay, so I want to get right into it.
All
so
right.
let's start working.
All right, well, so we came out with a non-alcoholic because of the big wellness focus that sort of everybody has. And so we came out with the first, obviously, Korean giant, Perry. And this is non-alcoholic. It has a little bit of sweetness, but just so you know, just like our ciders and Perrys, we don't add any sugar. And so one of the things I like to do is something super simple. You could have this on its own with a squeeze of lemon over ice, and it's perfect.
Nice.
But, you want to elevate it a little bit. So, I would take a couple blackberries. And right now, blackberries are so in. I mean, you can pick them on the side of the road on Vashon.
That is true.
And literally, right? And literally, you just want to muddle those up a little bit with that rosemary, just enough to release some of those oils. And super simple. Then let's add a little bit of ice and your mocktail. Spritzer cooler is almost done. It's really that easy because you just add that, and then you basically put a little bit of this on top. And it gives you a nice, light, sparkling, pretty color. And
it's beautiful.
There you go. So really
Can I have
pretty.
a little sip?
Oh, do you want me to make two?
Oh, you're gonna make another one. It's
I'm making another one.
That'll be for Carly. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, and the fruit really elevates it too.
Yeah.
This is so yummy.
And there's no added sugar, but that's all just the natural sugar from that fruit.
Even better.
Even
And
better.
You also have another flavor of Perry. So kind of tell us where this one's from and what is kind of the difference in flavors here?
Okay, so that's an Asian pear, Korean giant Asian pear, 100%. This one is actually from our orchards in Hood River. So you know how I bought a house and it came with an orchard?
Yeah.
Well, then we needed more fruit, so we went and found an orchard, an organic orchard in Hood River with the best views of Mount Hood you've ever seen.
my
Quite frankly, the
gosh.
luckiest fruit on the planet. And what we did is we got a lodge that came with that, Socorro Ridge. And so we took the fruit from that orchard and we made another non-alcoholic. And this one's Diageo. And so to make this really quick, simple syrup, to make this spritzer, literally lemon juice, water, sugar, lots and lots of ginger, right?
Ginger. Good for the health.
And my favorite part, mint. Now this is a weed practically. In
Yeah.
fact, here, smell how good that
my
is. Just
goodness.
crush
Oh
that.
my
and
gosh.
I
So
smell
love
how
it.
good that is.
Beautiful. Let's see.
You're right though, it really does take over a garden.
Oh, it does. It's a weed.
It does.
So you crush the mint, basically fold it in half, and really to get the oils out, put it in there, and then we'll heat it up. And then once it's coming, you've kind of gotten rid of it's kind of become a syrup. Basically, what you can do is then crush some more mint, and then use that as your cocktail.
I love it.
And
I'm so excited
TV
to try
magic,
that.
we have it here to try.
We sure
Okay?
do.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I would absolutely order
Just
that if it
a
was at
little
restaurant.
teeny bit of the syrup and a little bit of the Perry on top, and it's a fabulous
We
drink.
are
Thank you
so
so
happy
much.
that you came to visit with us, okay? And we posted more info on Nashi Orchards up on our website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live.
Yep, and still to come on Studio 13 Live, Save the Turtles! How much plastic British sailors pulled from a turtle habitat during a mission to help them.
Up next, though, parades, podcasts, and 6-year-old rappers. We are chatting with Besa Gordon about what you can expect in her next episode of Back to Besa. Back to Besa highlights everything from community festivals to inspiring people and the latest and greatest foodie spots around the Pacific Northwest.
Yep, a new episode airs this Saturday at 10:30 p.m. on Fox 13, and here to share a sneak peek, host Besa Gordon with Converge Media. Hi, how's it going, friend?
Not bad. How are you guys?
Good to see you. You have so much going on in life and in this episode especially, so kind of let's get into it. You know, you are taking a look at one of the biggest and most impactful Black podcasts in the Pacific Northwest. Tell us all about that.
So it's called the Up and Up Podcast, and it is hosted by my buddies Robel and and their whole thing was they were trying to tell stories about different people out here in the PNW who they really feel like their stories aren't necessarily told or in a way that they can tell them. And I think it's so important to like find those spaces where you're like, man, yeah, this person's story's being told, but I think it could have been told a little bit better if we would have talked about this, or maybe if we would have asked that question. And I feel that they're giving Black voices out here in the PNW another way to be heard, and it's really, really dope. Like, they're on their 100th episode.
Wow.
Yes, so 100 episodes in, they just celebrated that, and of course we were there for that celebration, and it was really, really dope. I'm so proud of them.
That is so exciting. And now there's also a lot of fun happening around the region this past weekend with the Umoja Fest. So talk to us about that celebration. What was it like?
Umoja Fest is a very, very historic festival that we have here in Seattle, especially if you're in the Central District. Like, when I grew up on 19th and Cherry, I'd walk down the hill, go down to Umoja Fest, watch all the electronets, watch the different drum lines. This time, shoot, the Buffalo Soldiers were in there.
Nice.
Like, it's an absolute vibe. And, you know, the thing is, a lot of us have that literally moved out of the Central District, but we come back for Umoja Fest. Like, I don't care if you live in Tacoma, if you live in Renton, you are going to come to Seattle for Umoja Fest because it's like another one of those family reunion moments that I'm always talking about.
I gotta say, I love the slow-mo in that video too. Like, you're,
Shout out to Bronx Eyes.
videographer, killing it.
Bronx Dead Eyes on the slow-mo.
Yeah, it looks so cinematic. Okay, we gotta talk about ice cream because I hear you got the scoop on a new collaboration with Salt and Straw. Tell us all about that.
Dude, they teamed up with Louis Rudd of Ezell's, and they ended up making oh my goodness, it's a cinnamon honey fried chicken flavored ice cream.
Oh, okay.
And when I first found out I was trying this, I was like, well, what is it gonna taste like? Like, what are we doing here? It's actually really sweet. I honestly wanted to put bananas in it. It was really, really good.
Really?
Like, I was pleasantly surprised because I just didn't really know what was going to happen when I ate it, but it was actually really good.
Is there actual chicken in it?
So it's not actual chicken. What they did was they took croissants and they fried it in chicken fat.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. There it is.
But it doesn't taste like chicken.
Okay. So here's my pitch.
Okay.
I love Ezell's blue cheese dip. It's the best thing in the world. So they should make an ice cream out of that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
They can really put together flavor. It's like so many flavors that sound gross and then taste delicious when they're actually all together. You look at the menu and you're like, how is that going to work?
But
and then it does.
And it works.
Yeah.
It's not like when they do like the regular ranch flavored ice cream or the mac and cheese and you're like, okay, this is almost gag worthy.
No,
but it's actually like really good.
Very good. Okay, so of course we love to talk food, but on top of food, you actually highlighted an incredible Seattle rapper who's only 6.
Yes. Her name is Zaina the Phenom. She's 6 years old and she is just the sweetest thing ever. Like, her personality is so big to only be 6 years old that I'm just intrigued to see what she's going to be like when she's 12. You know what I mean? When she turns 15 and when she's 21, because right now she has all the confidence in the world. And there's so many little 6-year-olds, especially like little brown ones, where they don't have that same confidence. So one of the things that I do actually ask her in the interview is, if you met another little girl, how would you help her be more confident? And she starts rattling off all these different things that she would do. And she's like, she would be like my sister. And so she is just absolutely amazing. I can't wait for you guys to get to know Zaina and hear some of her music.
It sounds like she has really good parents too, instilling all that confidence.
Oh my God. I was like, dude, you have an amazing kid.
Speaking of music, you got to check out the South Sound Music Festival in Tacoma. Who'd you meet there?
So for South Sound Music Festival, dude, there are always a lot of different artists there. They had El Rock, they had this lemonade stand. I can't remember what it's called, but dude, it was the cutest thing because it's being ran by like a 7 or 8 year old kid.
Oh, really?
And it's absolutely dope. What I love about the South Sound Music Festival is that, and Marvin, he talks about it in the video, they don't have a lot of that in the Tacoma area. We have all these festivals out here in Seattle, but it's nice to actually have something like that within Tacoma where they're featuring local artists, where they're featuring different comedians, they have different DJs, they have different vendors. And if you guys like a little old school hip hop, Juvenile is supposed to be out there on the 20th. They're doing a Reloaded. Apparently something happened with his flight, and so he put out a video saying that he wouldn't make it. So they're basically doing a South Sound Music Festival Part 2 where he's also going to be performing there. But we're gonna show everybody what they missed and why they need to make sure that they come out on the 20th.
I
so
love
cool.
that. Okay, so we obviously love your show, Back to Besa, but you have to tell us, what are the viewers telling you? What are the people in your life saying?
You know, they're saying that they love the representation that it shows. Like, they're able to see themselves on TV in a really, really authentic way. You know, it's literally people from the neighborhood that are grown up here. You know, some may have just moved here, but I think it's so important to show Seattle in the most authentic way possible. And even if sometimes it might be a little gritty, that's parts of Seattle, even though people might want to hide it from times. It's extra personality, it's extra color, and people just feel really good when they're able to see their friends and family on the show.
I love that. Keep doing your thing, Besa. Thanks for coming and chatting with us today.
Thanks for having me.
This is so great. If you want to check out Back to Besa, you can do that on Fox 13 Saturdays at 10:30 p.m.
I love it. You definitely should do that. Okay, still ahead on Studio 13 Live, Alder and Ash recently opened in downtown Seattle. We're learning how to make their caviar tots and salmon crispy rice.
But first, the Barbie hype continues. Why animal activist organization PETA is giving the Barbie movie extra praise.
Don't gotta wait, don't gotta
Welcome back. You know, we don't typically cover hard news here on Studio 13 Live, but we want to talk about what's going on in Hawaii.
Yeah, officials say that at least 36 people have now died, thousands being forced to evacuate following, of course, the devastating wildfires on Maui. Now, the fires took the island by surprise, consuming everything in their path, destroying homes, cars, major parts of centuries-old areas like Lahaina. And officials say that 300 structures have been damaged or ruined. Dozens of people have been hurt as well. With the fire still burning, those numbers will undoubtedly rise. So if you are seeing this all over your social media and on the news as well, and you're feeling called to help, here are some organizations that you could donate to if that is what you choose to do. We have the American Red Cross of Hawaii, Maui Food Bank, the Maui Mutual Aid Fund, and the Maui Humane Society. All of these organizations, they are helping people and animals impacted by the fire. Those donations can be made online, and it's just been so devastating to watch this happen so quickly.
Oh my gosh, and you can tell it's just like a cute little downtown area with the little boutiques and places like that. People are jumping into the ocean just to survive. This is wild. So I'm glad we rounded up those organizations. So those people are on the ground helping everyone that needs it out. Let's talk about this. Animal activist organization PETA giving major praise to the Barbie movie. The opposite of what we're usually hearing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
The organization is supporting Ken for wearing animal-friendly products, from his white faux fur coat to his vegan leather boots. Ken's coat is already becoming a popular Halloween costume idea. It's unclear who made the call on that, but we do know that in real life, Ryan Gosling refuses to wear real fur. I'm really happy to hear this. I didn't realize they were so animal friendly in the Barbie movie, but this makes me really happy, because if you can get the same look with the faux fur jacket, why not do it, right?
Absolutely. I love to see it, you know, when something so small and so simple can really make a big difference. And it didn't take away from the movie at all. I think it was still excellent and we all enjoyed it. So that's just an example for all of us.
Yeah. Also, I didn't know this about the Halloween costumes before, but I figured a lot of people would be doing Barbie, but I'm excited to see all the Kens too.
Yeah. You know what I want to see? I want to see a Barbenheimer costume, because I saw one or two of those where you're like half Barbie and half Oppenheimer down the middle.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's a creative one. Maybe you should be Barbie and I should be Ken. For Halloween. I would gladly dress like in the fun little faux fur jacket.
I love it. Don't you own something like that?
I do have a few faux fur coats. Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll keep that in mind.
Think about it.
So this is a very interesting, cute little story for you. A service dog in Nebraska has an unlikely new bestie. Layla, the golden retriever. Those golden retrievers are always up to something, okay? So she took a trip to the Omaha Zoo, where she was just stunned by the sea lion playing in the tank. The sea lion also seems to enjoy the attention, putting on a little show for the pup before just swimming away. Look at that. Wow. Safe to say that Layla's favorite exhibit at the zoo is this one right here, okay?
Because sea lions are kind of like dogs of the ocean.
They really are,
You
and
know?
they can be like very playful when you see them.
Yeah, similar vibe. That's so cute. I love like an interspecies friendship, and this is, they might be separated by glass, but that's super cute.
It is.
Aw. The British Navy was on a mission in the Caribbean to help save turtles. Sailors helped clean up trash and debris in turtle habitats through the island of Curacao. They worked along alongside a conservation group to clean up and give the turtles a wellness check. More than 400 pounds of ocean plastic was removed from the area. Wow. I'm so glad they did that. And the thing with ocean plastic is we often think it's like these big, full pieces of plastic, but a lot of times it's these teeny little pieces that the animals are eating because they don't know it's not food. So I mean, I'm so happy that there's these volunteers out there doing that work.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've often, seen in media the issue of microplastics, and how not only are the animals consuming them, but, for people who choose to eat fish, you are consuming that as well. So it is just really terrifying to see. But I'm glad that, there's people that say it's not too late. We can certainly do something to help.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting choice. Tesla is selling a cat bed in China. Take a look at it, okay? It is shaped like a cyber truck. And as you can see here, it is made out of cardboard, but it's got the Tesla stamp right on there. It's only available in Tesla's Chinese website. It has a built-in scratch board, and it's only $12. Is that too many bucks?
Maybe.
I don't know. But, I guess if you're really into Tesla and you want your cat to have this, anything for the fur babies, I suppose.
I feel like you could make a version of this yourself.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right? I thought this was when I saw this headline, I thought this was going to be way cooler. It's like a folded up piece of cardboard.
It is.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure people will buy it anyway.
I'm sure.
All right, a lot of diehard Subway fans, Subway the restaurant, they're willing to legally change their name for free sandwiches. I don't know. Last week, the chain announced a contest with the prize being a lifetime supply of free Subway to whoever legally changes their first name to Subway. Turns out nearly 10,000 people have offered to make this change. A winner will be chosen later this month. Is there any brand you would change your name for?
No, I like my name.
Free Subway for life?
I know, that's a pretty good deal. But as someone who has her name constantly mispronounced, I still like my name. So I'm going to keep it. Oh, but Chanel, that's fancy.
Oh, okay, that'd be cool.
I think maybe a producer I know might do that.
Okay, she might do Crocs.
Crocs.
Mariah might do Crocs.
Yeah.
Mine would maybe be Crunch. I'm really obsessed with these crunchy snacks I think they're called Crunch Master. They're like avocado toast flavored crackers. Maybe Crunch.
Crunch
sounds
Master
like a cute nickname.
Henderson.
Crunch Master Henderson.
Do we
have some support here?
The tongue. Can we get a round of applause?
I'm trying to think of all the other brands I love. Target, no, can't do that. Trader Joe's, no. Whole Foods doesn't sound like a name. What if
Lancome? That's fancy.
Oh,
how fancy.
CeraVe. Face wash.
Oh, I love it. No, that's fun one to think about. I don't think I'd actually go for it. You know what I mean?
It would have to be a really expensive item that would make it worth explaining all the time.
All right, well, we got to talk about my pet peeve, tipping. Okay, I don't mind tipping, but I think that we over tip in some situations, and I just think that I still tip. Gen Z says we're over it.
Okay,
we're done. Okay, so people 26 years old and younger, they're apparently the stingiest tippers. That's according to a new study. Only about a third of Gen Zers say that they always tip their server. Ooh, at a sit-down restaurant too. All right, compare that with 83% of boomers who say they always tip. Now, the study also shows the number of people who tip overall has declined every year since 2019. Now, I think this is about tipping fatigue because, like, if you're in a restaurant, in a sit-down restaurant, there is a service happening, but if I'm picking up, food from a fast food restaurant, that's a little different.
Yeah. You got to tip when you're sitting down at a restaurant, no matter what. I mean, even if it's like bad service, I feel like you still got to tip something because the servers are not making a livable wage without it. I'm sure it's gone up now per hour, but I remember when I was in college and I was a server, it was like $3.25 an hour or something.
Yeah.
Just enough to like pay you something, but that's not what you're making your money off of. So,
I know.
Everybody should tip.
The reason this is so hard for me is because I feel like the system is broken, and I think that it's the consumer that's like forced to make sure that other people can survive.
Yeah,
You know,
for
but
sure.
it should be the company.
Yeah, but but like sitting down at a restaurant is very different than like standing and paying for your food and then also filling up your own water and all of that, which we are
That's
all,
different.
I think,
Yeah, that's
collectively
different.
sort of sick of. But
Okay, real quick, I have to tell you, a friend of mine screen grabbed this. She ordered clothes online and got a tip screen on her phone.
What?
And she had to, and like there were 3 options that were all like money, and then you have to click like a separate button to be like, no.
I guess they're just asking. You don't get what you don't ask for, right?
That's true. That's true.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. All right, coming up on Studio 13 Live, we're giving you a look at a new restaurant in downtown Seattle. It's called Alder and Ash, and they're showing us how to make some caviar tots.
And don't forget, if you missed anything from today's show, you can find it all on our website. Head to fox13seattle.com/Studio 13 Live. Be right back.
Don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sun shining through the clouds. I'm gonna make.
It's time for Emerald Eats, where we highlight amazing food in our area.
Yes, today we are learning how to take our tots to the next level with Alder and Ash. And for that, we are joined by Chef Blake Lord Wittig, coolest last name around. Welcome.
Thank you. It's glad to be here.
Yeah, good. Okay, so Alder and Ash recently opening up in downtown Seattle. Tell us a little bit about the restaurant and what people can expect with the menu.
So we're Northwest driven. With the ingredients, with the style of food, we just like to highlight all the Northwest bounty that we have around here and all like the unique ingredients.
Yeah, a bounty indeed.
Yeah.
So what are we making today?
So today we're making Chinook salmon crispy rice and also Keta salmon caviar tots.
Cool.
That's very fancy.
We do call them bougie tots. So,
Bougie tots.
I like that name.
You won me over. All right.
Perfect with champagne.
I like how you're thinking. I like it. So you're going to help us kind of put these together, see what it looks like?
Yeah, of course. You can get started right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we have some ground Chinook salmon that we cut up ourselves. We scrape the bones, we butcher the salmon whole, and we scrape the bones to make this kind of sushi grade mix. This right here is gochujang aioli, essentially. So if you don't know what gochujang is, it is a Korean chili paste.
Which is very yummy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we just do a healthy amount in there.
I feel like I've never met an aioli I didn't like.
Yeah.
That is true. Can I tell you how devastated I was when I found out it was like mayonnaise?
Fancy mayonnaise.
Fancy mayo. I will call all my mayo aioli.
So we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt in here as well, just to get that a little seasoned up.
You have so many cool tattoos.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah. Still, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What's a tattoo you want to get next?
Oh, I've been for the longest time wanting to get like a death moth for. Yeah, so I don't know where to do it yet, but I am working on it.
Okay. That's cool. So we got 2 hobbies, right?
Yeah.
Chefing, cooking.
Cooking.
Chefing. And tattoos.
Yeah, and tattoos.
I'm making up words today, okay? All right, so what's next in this process?
Okay, so essentially with this dish, we're going to build this one first before we go into the caviar tots. So right here, we're going to grab our crispy sushi rice. So this has been seasoned with rice vinegar and mirin. And then from there, we just pan fry it a little bit. And it's tossed in a little bit of rice flour. That's why it gets a nice little crispy texture to the outside.
What's mirin?
Mirin is a sweet Japanese wine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it has really low
Sounds
ABV,
good.
but it's nice and sweet. All right. so-
Beautiful. I cannot wait to see what these look like. I'm like, let's see here. All right.
What's the key to the perfect scoop?
Oh, getting the aioli mixture. Getting the aioli mixture like just right, so it's not too soft and it just like starts sliding off of it is definitely the key.
That does sound like practice, then, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And this is it an appetizer featured on the menu?
It is. It is an appetizer featured on the menu. We also run it for our new happy hour.
Oh,
we
very
do.
nice.
So, and we do it only for $10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a pretty good
That
price.
seems like a
you know.
deal.
Yeah, it's a lot. You know, it's like
That's
like 3 to
awesome.
4 ounces worth of salmon. So yeah,
Wow,
definitely a great deal.
absolutely. And I've never really gotten to try rice that's fried up this way. So this is very exciting.
Yeah.
All right,
All
excellent.
right, so what we do next is essentially we finish with our soy caramel. So this is just, a classic caramel, so sugar cooked down to a caramel stage and then finished with soy sauce. So it has this like nice sweet texture to it, a sweet flavor with the umami of the soy.
Oh, look at that. The presentation.
Yeah. All right, so then house-made furikake. So we do gochujang, which is a Korean chili pepper flake. It's what you use when you want to make kimchi, actually.
Oh, okay.
So it has a little also sesame and then some chopped up nori in there as well.
Colorful little mix.
Yeah.
It is.
And then we just finished the whole thing
A
with
little
some chives.
green.
Yeah.
Oh, look at how beautiful that is. Amazing. Can I jump in here?
Oh, please.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
And you guys have some vegetarian dishes as well, I hear?
Yeah, we do. So I'm going to make you a little bit to try as well.
Okay, cool.
So it's going to obviously not have the salmon on it, but we can get all the other flavor profiles on here.
How is it? Oh. I think that's Mireya approved. So some delicious aioli, our favorite thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
I'm always so excited when there's like a good veggie option.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And so what's this green?
It's chives.
Chives. Okay,
Chives.
cool.
I gotta say, it was so tasty.
All right.
Very yummy. Okay, let's see.
Sweet.
All right, what do we think? Wait, I know you're not gonna want to answer because it's so good.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's salty, it's crispy. The rice is so perfectly cooked, but I love the texture of this.
Yeah.
That is so amazing.
Also, would not be able to make something like this myself.
Oh, I love
my gosh,
to
this
see
is
it.
so good. I'm eating this
And
whole thing right now.
actually, we only have about 30 seconds left, so we're gonna have to show you guys how to make the rest of this stuff on social. But it's so fun, and I just really want to showcase. You also have amazing fresh seafood.
Yeah, we have a lot of, like I said, local bounty. So we have a rotating seafood list on our raw bar, and yeah.
Amazing. Great
Absolutely.
cocktails. You'll have to go visit them and check it all out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for visiting with us. This was amazing. More info on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live. Bye.
Just now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna